Hello. So this is the third installment of my audio journals thing. So I decided on Hollow Knight for the background of this one. It still doesn't really matter. I guess I could just do Call of 5 because why not? I'm still never going to beat it. But anyways, hang on. But anyways, this time around, I thought it might be fun to recount the story of how I got nerve damage in my back half a year ago at this point. Although it's still an ongoing issue. It all started back in January, like late January. It was snowing, and my friend set up a little like sledding course in his backyard, sort of. So we both just spent like probably 30 minutes on that. And I also I'm distracting myself with the game. I was working out that day. I think this had something to do with it in retrospect. I don't always do bent over rows. This time around I did, like with the 30s, which I've done before and been just fine. It's just that like I went sledding on the same day, and I imagine those both like combined with one another were probably like pretty hard on my back. Now of course I felt fine the same day, like immediately after sledding, and even like going to sleep that night. Like it didn't feel that bad at all. But the next morning, I woke up and, well, I went to get dressed. I was putting on my shorts, and I shifted like my body weight over to my left foot, put on my shorts, and I just fell over. I just completely fell on the floor of my room. And I was like, what the hell? What just happened? Like, kind of surprised myself because there's no real reason I should have fallen just then. So I look at my foot and I'm like, I try to move it and I just can't, like, at all. Like it was like that feeling when you fall asleep on like a limb, except it persisted the whole day, and it was also so bad that I just like couldn't stand on that foot. So I had to spend the rest of the day like that, just kind of limping around. And obviously in the moment I haven't yet realized that I've injured myself. So I try not to think too much of it, but like after it persists for an entire day, obviously it gets concerning. So I tell my parents, and we all agree, like, yeah, we got to schedule a doctor's appointment. Except it takes a straight month to actually schedule the appointment because our healthcare system just kind of sucks, I guess. I don't know. Like eventually, I get the doctor's appointment, but all the while, like in the meantime, like after a few days, the feeling doesn't go away. Like I've made the connection. I'm like, okay, clearly I have an injury. But like before going to the doctors, I had absolutely nothing to do, like nothing to help me. So I had to ask my friends for help walking around in the hallways, because I could barely walk, especially not up and down stairs. So I would have to ask people. I would be like, "Hey, can I like hold onto your shoulder? Because otherwise, I'm barely going to be able to walk." Especially when I have a backpack on. Like if I had any extra weight, it would be like almost impossible for me. So that's like really embarrassing. It's a very humbling experience to have to ask people for help walking. But that was my life for like a few months. The crazy thing is I had hoped that at the doctor's I would maybe get like some sort of mobility aid or get referred to for that, but that conversation never even came up. I was referred eventually to, I don't know if it's a specific type of doctor that does an MRI, or if it's just because like the hospital I went to didn't have that, but I was referred to a different doctor to get an MRI. As it turns out, I don't know if this is everyone, I don't know if this is just a thing with MRIs, but god damn, that thing made me dizzy afterward. Like, I was walking out the hospital so fucking disoriented. Like, I thought I might fall from that, not even the fucking nerve damage. So I hope I never find myself in a situation where I have to get an MRI again. Because those things fucking suck, as it turns out. But anyway, so I get the MRI, and then a little while later, we schedule another appointment so I can so they can show me the results of it. And like, so like throughout most of my spine, like all the vertebrae, most of them look like normal, like white and sort of like grayish in the middle, I think it was. Except one, my lowest vertebrae, was like completely blacked out, which is like not good. And they tell me that, as it turns out, I have a pinched motor nerve connected to my lowest vertebrae, and that's why it's like been affecting my mobility in my legs so much. So after that, I get referred to get the MRI so they can find out what's wrong with me, and then I get referred to a physical therapist who I had to go to 2 times a week for 4 weeks. They were nice. The physical therapist was nice. Physical therapy is good. It was a nice experience. I was like kind of scared about it. I was kind of worried about it, but it was fine. They gave me stretches that I had to do every day, and that I've still had to keep up with, even though I haven't been the absolute best about that. The worst part is, easily the most effective one that they gave me was also easily the most embarrassing one that I had to do, because the place that I did the physical therapy at sort of just looked like a gym, kind of, except it, obviously wasn't being used as a gym. It was being used for physical therapy and all. Oh man, I could time that better. But anyways, so they took me over to like one of the more open areas and gave me a resistance band, and I had to put the resistance band like not between my legs. I had to put both my legs in the resistance band and sort of like get in a squat position and then just walk sideways, just up and down the gym. And it's as embarrassing as it sounds, or probably even more. But it's like definitely the most effective stretch that makes me feel the most immediate relief. So that's unfortunate. To me, the thing that really sucks is, for as long as I was there, I still never got any sort of mobility aid. It was never even in the conversation. So I just had to spend months asking my friends for help, just walking in the hallways. And like, everyone was nice about it, but still, it's so embarrassing. So yeah, it's kind of funny how quickly your life can change that much. Because before I got my nerve damage, I used to ride my bike every day. I really, really love bike riding. throughout the school year, I would bike 5 miles a day on weekdays, and 10 miles a day on weekends. And throughout the summer, I would do some like 12 or 15 miles a day. Like, I really, really liked bike riding. It was a very fulfilling thing. And I would also like work out pretty regularly, like lifting weights. Um, it wasn't even in the way of like it's super important to me to look good or like get jacked or anything. It's just something that I find fulfilling. I find it fun. Like I just, I do because I want to. Same with the bike riding. But obviously, when I have nerve damage and I can't use my left foot, I can't exactly do all those things. Like, I was reluctant to accept it in the days following that I wouldn't be able to ride my bike because it is such an important thing to me. So I tried to, and my foot would just fall off the pedal. Like, you really don't realize how important it is to actually be able to bend your foot until you can't. Because that's like how it presented itself. I couldn't bend my left foot. I couldn't like move it. So it was just flat on the ground and useless. So I spent like 2 or 3 months, I think, like the day after my injury was like noticeable, and that was like late January. Yeah, I spent 2 or 3 months not being able to ride my bike. I had this app that I used to like track my distance and my speed, and it would also, it was like just a feature of this app, just like sort of an indirect thing, that it would track like how many consecutive weeks you had logged at least one activity. And I had a 70 something week streak. I forget exactly what. Um, but obviously I lost that, so that was really sad. I didn't even I didn't realize that because I wasn't maintaining a streak on purpose. It was more so incidental, but even still, it was like somewhat important to me. So like I didn't even think about that until like a month into not being able to ride my bike. I was like, holy fuck, I lost my 70 something week streak on my app. Like, it's kind of heartbreaking. Because like I had all these like admittedly little things, but even still things that were important to me that I just couldn't do anymore. Well, that's all I have to talk about the nerve damage, but I guess I'll fight these guys because I like this fight. Huh. Okay, and I'm not gonna heal because I'm killing myself. No, wait, no. Yo, oh, what the fuck? Y'all, I just discovered a glitch. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so cool. Did anyone else know about this? Is this a known thing? Um, I'm excited now. Well, what's gonna happen? Like, am I gonna die when I inevitably take a hit to this guy? I've never beaten this boss, even close to hitless, so we're definitely about to find out. Okay, look at that. Okay, so it's just a visual glitch, I guess. I functionally had 1 health. That was fun, though. Okay, that's the end of the video. Goodbye.